Okay, so this is as far as we got last week. For those who are just joining, basically what we did was we did our names and bubble letters, and then I explained to everyone that you should have one side of your letter that has more of a darker side, so it causes a shadow. So as you can see, I added a thicker line on this side of my O. I added on this side of my Z. If you're still working on it, that's fine. I'm gonna jump in and start coloring it. And then I was thinking about doing something different with these, because when I finished coloring them, what I did was I made this brick wall drawing like in the back, but it'll kind of take a while to do and it's just very tedious. So I think what I might have us do is see if you guys can recycle like a paper bag, like a giant paper bag, and we can actually glue our names to the paper bag and we can turn the paper bag into our art portfolio. So I'm thinking about what we can do still, because I like this, but I think it would also work best if we use this and glued it on a paper bag, because it's important that we all have some sort of art portfolio at home where you guys can just keep all of your drawings in and you don't ever lose them. But I'll let you guys, I'll post it on my blog too, so you guys know what you'll need for next class. Also at the end of class, I'll make sure I post up my blog so you guys all know what we're doing and what supplies you'll need, because I don't know if you have my blog, Temp and Bridget, who just joined. I'm not sure if you have it, but I'll give it to you at the end. Okay, so after
I sent it to her.
What?
I sent it to Bridget,
oh, thank you.
The whole schedule.
Thank you. Make sure you also send the blog link though, because on there I'll post the flyers of the supplies. Okay, so after this is traced, our next step is to color. For this, I'm going to use color pencils. So make sure you have a pretty good sharpener, because you know the color pencils are gonna break like crazy. Okay, so for coloring, I have a bunch of stuff up. If you guys need to see it, this is how your name's gonna look at the end. This is the spot we should be at. And I also have in a small little square in that bottom, how your 3D letters should look. That artist added that thick, you can see that thick black side on each letter. If you can try to do that, that would be cool. You don't have to. If you feel like the shadowing is a little too difficult for you and you want to just leave it outlined, that's fine as well. I have my color pencils, and I'm going to show you guys how to form that highlight in the middle of each of your letters. As you can see, it gets really dark at the top, and then the lighter you press your pencil, the lighter your color will be. And then we leave that middle part of your letter white, so it looks like it's kind of like a balloon. So like this light is hitting it and you can't really see any color in the middle part. I did 2 colors on my letters, but for this one, I'm probably just gonna stick to 1 color. So if you wanna just do 1 color, that's fine, or if you wanna do 2, that's fine as well. And if you're still working and you're not really on this step, that's fine, there's no rush. But I would also watch just how I do it so you don't get a little too behind. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure my pencil's sharpened. I'm gonna use a light blue. Let's see how this light blue turns out. So I'm gonna start at the top. Maybe I should try to get a little closer. And what I'm gonna do is press pretty hard, trying not to make sure that your pencil doesn't break. It probably will, because I can't tell you how many times while I'm doing this, it will break on me. So I'm pressing really, really hard. And then as I'm moving down, I'm pressing lighter. So not as hard, but a little lighter. And you can see how my color will start to lighten up. It'll get into even a lighter blue than normal, than that top blue color. And I'm just gonna keep going lighter, lighter. I forgot this part. So I press really hard up here, and then as I'm going down, I'm pressing lighter and lighter until you're barely really pressing at all. And you see how it stays, like you can see a little bit of the tint right here, but not too much. It leaves it pretty white. And then you want to also do the same thing with the bottom. So all the way at the bottom, I'm going to press really, really hard. And then as I go up, I press lighter, 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 till it kind of gets completely vanished in that middle part. It almost is like it kind of starts to get transparent a little bit. So you press hard at the bottom, press hard at the top, and then as you meet in the middle, you press lighter. And if it still doesn't make sense and you want to just keep watching me do it, that's fine. It usually takes me a couple tries before I can actually get it. And for my friends that just joined today and you're like, what are we doing? I don't know how to do that. You guys can just watch me, and then hopefully by next class we'll have something different to start on. But I would like you to have some sort of sign with your name on it, something big, because I would like to collect paper bags. Like if you guys shop at Trader Joe's or any kind of store that has the big paper bags, if you guys can save one, and we can hopefully turn those into art portfolios so we can keep all of our items in it. Okay, so I'm pressing really, really hard. I'm trying to curve like the zero, or my O is, sorry, not zero, my O. And then I press lighter and lighter and lighter. Till it gets to be a white, and you can barely see the color that much. Oh, that looks cool. The blue actually looks nice. It looks very water-like. Very light, so light that you can barely see it, but you can tell up close that there's still a little bit of light blue. And then I'm gonna stop there and go to the top. Pressing hard. Now, I'm lucky enough that my first name is only 3 letters, so it's a lot shorter. If you wanted to do your full name, you could have, or if you want to go back and you're like, my name is way too long, I'm going to just do my first 3 letters or a nickname, I would suggest that, unless you got it and it's not hard at all for you. Okay, press light, press hard on the top, and then press super duper 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 light. To the point where it almost looks white. Oh, that looks actually really nice. It's very ombre-ish looking. Okay, got my one last letter. The E is probably gonna be the hardest because there's so many like nooks in there. But I press hard again. It doesn't matter if you start at the top or the bottom. Okay, we got 5 minutes. So pressing hard. Again, if you guys don't finish this while we're in class, try to have this done by the time we meet next, what day do we meet? Thursday. When we meet Thursday. So pressing hard, and then pressing lighter and lighter and lighter as you go up to the middle, because you want to stop in that middle part. I'm going to do it again at the top, pressing really, really hard, and then as I go towards that middle, I'm going to very slowly not push so hard. So push lighter. That middle part of my E is actually going to be the lightest area. Beautiful. My name is done. If you're still working on yours, that's fine, but I am done with mine. So my next step is just to cut it out. I'm gonna cut around my zigzags. If you guys are trying this, that just joined today, you wanted to write your name out, and then around it, either do spikes, or I didn't get to finish this one, or you can do the cloud part, because we wanted it to kind of look like an explosion. But if you're still working on this, that's fine. We've got like a couple minutes.
Miss Godoy.
Yes?
Is it fine if we can choose, could we color it also black, or does it have to be a little light color?
If you do decide that you like to do value, so when you use black, you have to keep in mind that you have to press it lighter. And when black is light, it's the color gray. So you can do black if you want, but use a color pencil though. So when you're pressing really hard, make sure that you're going lighter in the middle of your letters, and it should be like a grayish color.
Okay.
Okay. And if you did do the spikes, make sure you're very carefully cutting those out. I find that it helps me to turn like the paper around as I cut, instead of, you know, turning my scissors all weird. Yay, and my name is all done and ready for next class. Make sure you put everything away when you're done. Scissors before I hurt myself, I'm gonna put them away. And your name is all beautiful and cut out for next class. Let me